Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to change strings on a Floyd Rose guitar. Now, before we go to the workbench, I do want to say a few things that having a Floyd Rose guitar can be annoying. It can be a headache, but once you guys are able to, get the gist of it and learn how to adapt to it, because it is a whole different beast. Like I've said in the past, it's a fun thing to have in your toolbox. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up that you guys need to be patient and you guys need to, take your time with it, because it does, like I said, it is gonna be a pain in the ass. Another thing I do want to say is that I know I haven't posted any videos recently. I know it's been probably a month. I've been busy with work and a bunch of other stuff. I do read the comments you guys leave me, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I will get back to the guitar reviews and videos like this where I'm doing how-tos, because I know there's a lot of freaks out there that enjoy my videos. So again, I highly appreciate every single one of you guys. And without further ado, let's go to the workbench. All right, guys. So the first thing I do is obviously remove the old strings that were on the guitar. Now, let's say you guys get a guitar that is in standard tuning when you guys first buy it, right? You guys get a guitar and it's standard tuning. You guys want to drop tune it, right? You guys are not going to be able to just put on the strings and then tune the guitar. The bridge is going to float up. It's not going to be leveled. And most guitars, when you guys buy them from online or anywhere you guys go, they're always, most likely always going to have 10 to 46. Now, depending on the gauge you guys use, you guys are going to have to do some work in the back with the springs. I just mainly use 10 to 52s. I've tried a bunch of other ones, but those are the main strings that I use, just 10 to 52s on all of my guitars. Just because I've never had an issue with the 10s, and then having the 46, they're a little bit too light for me. So 10 to 52s are right on the money. And I've tried thicker gauge strings and they just weren't for me. And also, depending on what you guys like, I've used 9s one time just because I wanted to try it, and I did a big bend, and that was the end of that. And that was probably more than 10 years ago. But I mainly just stick to 10 to 52s. I haven't broken a string, so that's what I just like to use. Anyways, so that's one thing you guys have to pay attention to: the gauge string you guys are going to use and the tuning, because like I said, most guitars are going to come stock with 10 to 46 and then standard. So when you guys put on your gauge strings and you guys want to drop tune it, let's say you guys want to go to drop D or even drop C, that is going to really raise. You guys are going to have to work with this. So with this one, I think I have this guitar in drop D. So I'm going to, for the sake of the video, I'm actually going to tune this guitar to drop C. So you guys can see what I'm doing. And if you guys want to do that, it's going to work both ways. If you guys want to go from standard to drop D, it's not going to take as much, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do. So the first thing I like to do is remove these strings from the guitar. And another crucial thing for this is to have something holding the bridge itself. I'll use a little block of wood like this, or you can always use these knobs, freaking bottle cap, or a battery. I use different ones because some guitars are lower, some are higher. So for this one specifically, I'm just going to use this block of wood because I kind of already shaped it down for this this guitar. Something that's pretty important, especially with these Floyd Roses specials, because this one is a special. I did have a original on this guitar, but I switched it out and I put a special because I wanted that original on a better guitar. Something that you guys want to be mindful for is when it comes to these locking nuts over here, to make sure you guys have it orientated it's just what I do, like this. So when I'm ready to put it back, it goes right back, because as you guys can see here, I don't know if you guys can see it there, but it builds up a little bit of a groove with the string. Now, another thing, as you guys can see here, this one basically stripped already. Over tightening is not good, because I tend to sometimes over tighten, and then that happens, and you're gonna have to go out and buy some new ones. Luckily, I have some laying around, but um, that is what's gonna happen, especially when you guys go to like put new strings and you guys go to tighten these things up. They strip super fast, so just be very gentle with it, not to over tighten it. Again, just don't over tighten and make sure that you guys have these orientated right. All right, so now I'm just gonna grab my strings and just put them on. Something I wish that this company did, or any company, is to make strings for us Floyd Rose users, not having to, like, clip these things all the time, because that can get pretty annoying. So, putting these strings on, fairly simple. If you guys have never done it, you guys are gonna have to clip this ball end off. I would recommend you guys doing it up to where the wind, the thing comes all the way up here, all the way right here, because if you go right here, I've done that before and it slips out. So you might as well just cut off this whole thing and put that in place, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do these two all. So then you wanna, so then so then you're gonna wanna like grab your bar and just press it down and tighten. And like I said, don't over tighten. I already put on all these strings. Now I'm just gonna basically wind them on the tuning pegs. And what I usually do is, obviously I'm not gonna put it tight. I'm gonna give it some slack, like 1.5 inches. Not too much, just so I can have enough slack there. I'm gonna do the same thing for each string. You don't want to give it too many turns. You don't want to slack it too much. Especially on the Floyd Rose, you guys are like starting to put a bunch of turns on this thing. You guys tune up the guitar, and then you start, pulling it. You guys start to stretch the strings. It's gonna dive the Floyd backwards, and then you're gonna have issues there. Alright, so now that we got all our strings in, here's gonna come the scary part. Not the scary part, but the part that everybody usually hates to do is to actually tune this thing. So like I said, I'm gonna tune this guitar to drop C. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that I've seen videos of guys doing, starting from the low E string to the D, and then going from the A to the G, and then going like back and forth. But honest to God, how I do it is I just do each individually. This one was pretty close. C, G, C, F, A. Now of course the block is holding it from diving backwards. So again, what I do is I retune it. It's gonna be a lot of tuning when it comes to this. So I go back up E string, C, G, C, F, A, D. So we're kind of getting there. But again, it's going to start pulling it. Like, before you know it, the block, whatever you guys have on here, is going to get loose. Like, this is already kind of loose, as you guys can see it right there. It's kind of loose. So again, C, G, F, so we're kind of getting there, but as you guys can see here, the Floyd raised up. So what I'm gonna have to do is to bring this back, I'm gonna have to screw these screws into the body, because the way this works is the strings, when you're tuning it, is pulling this up, and the springs in the back is what's gonna level it back to the flush position. So what you're gonna want to do is actually, pull it back with. Well, let me just take this off real quick. When I go to do that, you guys are gonna see it's gonna get leveled. But even if I try to do that right now, it's gonna obviously be out of tune. So what I like to do is get it in tune first, then pull it. And as you guys just saw, I did each string individually. Now, of course, if you guys are going from a standard to a drop, let's say standard E to drop D, you guys are going to have to come to the back and pull the springs out a little bit. I would say just the top one, because I've noticed that works for me. I'll just pull this one out just a little bit, because you're not making any adjustments to the bottom strings. If you pull this, it's going to flatten those strings out. So I would say just the top one, probably like 1 or 2 turns, or maybe even half. I would say just give it like, start off with 1 turn, counterclockwise, obviously, because you're going backwards. Give it 1 crank, 2 cranks, like half turns. I wouldn't say full turns, and then come back and check. Because again, if you guys are going from standard, everything is going to be the same except for this top string. So all you guys have to do is just release tension from that top spring, which is holding this side over here. So that's just how I do it. I'm just giving you guys the advice that how I do it. Okay, so now your guitar is going to be in tune. You're going to be like, oh, great, perfect. Some people could live with this. I can't, but I would suggest you guys, try to get this as level as possible, because if you guys go to do a dive bomb, this is going to be too close to the body. You guys can't come fully down. So now from here, what you do is you stretch your strings, and this is going to obviously get the guitar out of tune, but this is crucial, because let's say you guys get it all in tune, you guys clamp this down, and you guys go to do a bend, or you guys pull this, it's going to get out of tune, and you guys are going to be super annoyed. And I think that's the main reason why people say, oh, I hate Floyd Roses, because it always gets out of tune, because it's not prepped right before playing. I basically mainly have only Floyd Rose guitars at this moment now. And after my first one, I was like, I'm never getting another one. But I've been working with Floyd Rose guitars so much that I just know how to do it. And it's kind of hard for me to explain it. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but it's just how I do it, and it works every single time. Like, let's say I have to record something and I need to change strings. I'll get it done in less than 30 minutes, because I'll just come, change the strings, stretch these things out, and record. Yeah, just stretch them out. It's gonna, if it's your first time, it is gonna be a pain in the ass to really dial this thing down. But having a Floyd Rose guitar, man, I'm telling you, it's a fun experience. But at the same time, it could be a nightmare. A major nightmare if you guys are not, prepared for it. We're going to retune this thing. So what you guys want to do also, if you guys are tuning a guitar, This is like general basic knowledge. You guys want to tune up. So if you guys are like guys are a little bit flat, you guys go over like that, and you guys come back down. I would suggest you guys going back to flat and coming right back up, because if you guys have it on the point where it's like on C and you guys are winding it backwards and you guys do a bend or something, it's just gonna turn it flat. So it's better just to tighten it, like loosening and then tightening it back up. Okay, that seems pretty good for me at this moment. So now we're gonna get started on this situation here. What we're gonna do is try to flatten that out. As you guys can see right there, that is raised up quite a bit. So I'm gonna have to crank these in. And since now I got this guitar in tuned, I'm gonna try to give each screw the same amount of turns, like so they both go in at the same time. So all I really have to do is just tune them to its level. Okay. Gave it a few turns there. Where the fuck is my pick? What do we got here? So we went C sharp. So we went sharp, which is good because I want to come back to lower this. And then I just come right back up to strings. Okay, so we're almost getting there. Almost there. Just a few more. I think we just need to give it a few more cranks. Give it 1, 2, 1, 2. Give it 3. Just in case. Just in case. Okay. All right, and just like that, my friends, I've got this guitar fully leveled. That is completely flat. It's like flush. And my guitar's in tune. Now, something I wouldn't recommend you guys doing is clipping these right now, because then if you guys are a little bit sharp or something, you guys need to do some final tunings, and then these just like pop, like, because it usually just come out, it does come out of here. You guys can always just unwind it a little bit and pull it back, because that's happened to me. So we're gonna put these back. Now the thing with this over here is, especially with these kind of guitars, especially Jacksons, I would say Jacksons, there's no string tree. So when you guys go to clamp this down, there's a bit of a gap there. So once this goes down, it's gonna slightly get it out of tune. So you know, it's preferred to put a string tree on a guitar like this, but if a guitar does have a string tree, it's gonna automatically press this down. You guys don't have to worry about that. But with this, you're gonna have to it's gonna get a little bit sharp, so you guys are gonna have to fine tune it if you guys don't have a string tree on your guitar, which is fine. You know, it's not really the end of the world. All right, I gotta switch this one. All right, and like how I said, don't over tighten these because they're gonna strip, like how I showed you guys. So just enough where it's like you feel it that it's tight. So Same thing with these. Okay, now, like I said, this is gonna get a little bit sharp, just a tiny bit. So that's kind of sharp right there. Down to C. And then after that, you can just clip these right off. Right? In tune, boys. Now, of course, you guys are going to want to tune this in a playing position. Like I would say, do the fine tuning in the playing position, because the gravity of the Floyd as it's laying down, it's pulling it back. So once you, because I'm going to show you guys right here. We're in C. And if I turn it over this way, like let's say in the playing position, I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys see it? Oh, fuck. Let's put it up here. If I put it in the playing position, it turns it a little bit flat. If I go up a little bit more, the more you guys turn your guitar, it turns flat or sharp. So you guys are going to want to make sure you guys tune this. Obviously, I'm going to tune this once it's in the playing position, but I'm only doing it like this to show you guys for the sake of the video and for the sake of the video in the down position. So yeah, so that is how I basically change my strings on a Floyd Rose. You know, it's not that hard. I know I made it seem like it's super simple, it's super easy and super fast, but you know, it's gonna take some time, trial and error. And once you guys get it, it's gonna be like second nature. It's gonna be super easy, and you guys are gonna be able to do it in 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be like changing the strings on a regular guitar. Oh, and if you guys are wondering about this guitar, this is a Eddie Van Halen tribute Franken V. I made a video of how I painted this whole thing. Eddie Van Halen is one of my favorite guitar players, and of course I had to put my Dimebucker, because Dimebag Darrell is one of my favorite guitar players too, on the bridge position, and I put Sinister Gates' neck Schecter custom pickup on the neck position. So it's like a 3-in-1. I wish this was a Rhodes guitar. That would have been a lot better, because I love Randy Rhodes too. So it would have been a Fatal 4. But yeah, you know, I love this guitar. It's awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys took something out of it. Hope you guys found it useful or helpful in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is all I do on my channel. Guitar reviews, guitar builds, wiring stuff, anything guitar related. That's all I do. And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.